What's up, the internet? It's me, it's Kyle. How you doing? Welcome into not quite news from the Nexus tonight. Coming to you live from, I guess what I'm going to call Casa de mi Padre. Coming to you live from the house. Some of you might know we were planning to do a show tonight, and then starting next week, take a week off and go to every other week. Except that I forgot to look at a calendar. So we're doing this tonight, and I just thought I'd come on and talk to you guys for a few minutes, take any questions you might have, just kind of have a little bit of an AMA conversation. Amanda, do you want to come on and do this? I don't know. Anyhow, have a little bit of a conversation, do a little bit of a Q&A. Just sort of talk it out. One of the things I did want to talk about, guys, is some of the stuff that's happening in and around the store. And by in and around the store, I mean on the Nexus419.com / the Nexus419.com. So the web store is becoming a thing. Oh, there is Uno to play. Got it, Amanda. Don't be as mean to Nate and Weston as you were to me when we played. Putting that one out there. Anyhow, we have new product up on our website, the Nexus419.com / shop. We have some really cool stuff happening there that I'm going to announce very soon. And I want to talk about that. I also want, like I said, want to answer any questions you guys might have. Things you might want to talk about. I don't understand why every time I go live, my friends decide to have a big, long conversation. But I also wanted to plug that later this week, we may have a very special video for you. Not featuring Uno, but featuring another game. And featuring our friend's Kickstarter that we want to share with you. It's really hard to do this by myself because while I'm trying to pull up the graphics and get things, you were mean, Amanda. While I'm trying to pull up the graphics and get things going, normally Amanda will talk to you guys about inane things. But without her on, I have to do this myself, and it makes it hard. But one of our favorite games of the last few years is a game called Barbarian Battlegrounds from our friends at Greenbrier Games. There is a new expansion of that game coming out called Tales of Barbaria. And that is on Kickstarter right now. And we are hoping... See, this is like I said, this would be easier if I had some help. We are hoping to be able to bring you some information about that and a demo of that. I want to try and show you the Kickstarter, but of course it's not, my computer is not cooperating with me right here at the moment. Let's try this. There she is. She can entertain you while I can't unmute my guest because you chose to mute yourself.
There.
Yay.
Someone muted.
Talk to the people for like 3 minutes while I figure out why I can't share screens.
Okay, what do I need to talk to them about?
Literally anything.
Well, I know you were talking about Barbarian Battlegrounds, and you were talking about Kickstarter, and it's not actually, it's kind of an expansion, but it's not, you don't need the base or the original to play this one, because it is a standalone edition. It's just expanded from what it previously was. I think is a better way of putting it, but, there are people who are smarter than me who know better. about what this game is. So we'll play it sometime. So, Kyle, you're trying to screen share? Are you trying to share with people?
I'm working on it, but there's how do I put this? There's a significant technical issue.
Yeah.
Mainly that I forgot what my Kickstarter login is.
You don't have that saved on your computer?
New computer.
Oh, that's right. You're using the new one, aren't you?
Uh-huh. Stuff's happening. Why is it happening?
What's happening? Art is happening in front of me. That's what's happening.
Okay, let's try this. Screen share.
Okay.
Application.
Let's go. I want to see.
There we go.
It worked.
So Tales of Barbaria is an updated version of Barbarian Battlegrounds, which is a great game.
Board game.
Amanda, do you have a copy?
I do not have a copy of Barbarians.
All right, I have like 3.
I would like your copy, please. Thank you.
Yes. So this is the Tales of Barbaria. It's a strategic dice game for 2 to 6 people. And you are basically rival factions of bears trying to build their civilization.
Yes.
It's a very fun game. It is cute but stabby.
It is cute but stabby. It's true, because there is some backstabbing that will occur.
Mm-hmm. There's a new thing called Zombears, which I'm excited to hear about.
Yeah, I know. I want to know what the Zombears do. And is that a faction? Can I play as Zombears?
Right.
Or do the Zombears just give me a bad day? I need to know these things.
Right. So we are hoping, this is my hope, that later this week, Amanda and I will be able to sit down with one of the creators of Tales of Barbaria, our good pal Julie, and talk to her about the game and what goes on in the game and the things we need to know about the Kickstarter and things like that. So be watching this space for that.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Thank you, Amanda. Be nice to Weston when you play Uno, okay? You're not always nice when you play Uno.
I am too.
You're not always nice when you play Uno.
And if they want to know whether I'm telling the truth or whether Kyle's telling the truth, they should go pledge to our Patreon, where they can find out the truth.
Right. Yes. If you go pledge to our Patreon account, then we can make the game show that we want to make.
You want to say hi?
Hi. Hi.
Check out Weston's shirt.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. He's one of us, guys. All right, I'm going to say goodbye because we're going to play some Uno.
Bye-bye. Leave. All right, guys. It's just me now. But something important is that if you do go and back our Patreon, we do have a level where we get to make a tabletop gaming show for you to watch and us to introduce you to games like this that we care about and our friends make. So we would like to do that. So check out our Patreon. Just go to Patreon, type in the Nexus 419. Leonard is so far the only person with a question. You can submit your questions now if you have questions. Put your questions in the comments and I will talk about them. Leonard wants to know if I have any thoughts about the Snyder Cut of Justice League, other than that Zack Snyder is the worst director to ever direct. And Justice League is one of the worst movies ever made. I have no interest in what he thinks will make it better, unless it means going back and starting fresh with a decent script. I think Zack Snyder, he made a bunch of attempts at stuff that he shouldn't have even been attempting. He should have just stuck to what he was good at, which was nothing, and done that. So that's how I feel about the Snyder Cut. I suppose I should say it can't make the movie any worse, but we all know that's untrue when directors go back and start tweaking movies, a.k.a. Greedo shot first. So there's that. Does anybody else have any questions for us to talk about? Like I said, we're supposed to do a podcast tonight with me and Amanda, and then starting next week, we're going to go to every other week just to kind of fit with the summer schedule and our schedule going forward. And for us to be able to spend some time making content for our Patreon backers, being able to fulfill the things we said we would fulfill for them and make some new content for them. So if you have any interest in that, go over and check that out. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, I can see your comments. So go ahead and throw them in there. Susie said hi like a long time ago. So if nobody's got any questions, I'm going to end. I just wanted to come on and say hey and tell you guys that later this week we may be doing a thing with Barbarians and that you should be ready to watch that because the game is cute but stabby and it'll be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm not going to take too much more of your time then. If nobody's got any comments, like I said, just want to pop on for a minute. So we will see everybody later. Oh, there's a comment. Are you still feeling like a song today? Melzak, the first line of that song is I can't get to sleep. I haven't slept since Sunday. So, yes. Yes, Melzak. I still feel like I'm living the song Overkill, which the lyrics, the first line of the song is I can't get to sleep. The second line is I worry over situations, which is exactly what I'm going through. Pat, I have no information on a new DC Diamond deal, primarily because I've blocked the emails from those people. But if it's the email I literally just got, it's not. That email is not that because I literally just got an email from DC. I think DC rushed to judgment and in doing so really hurt a lot of comic shops, really hurt the industry. In fact, let me read you something. This was shared by one of the leaders of our industry. He's a guy who owns several shops in Florida. Let me get to the group here so I can read it to you. But to answer your question, I think this is the most telling thing. Where's it at here? So basically, I'm going to find it real fast. I'm trying to find it real fast, and I'm worried I'm scrolling past it. So let me go to somebody else who I know shared it. Here we go. In response to DC's new Diamond deal, Phil Boyle posted this, and with permission, I'm sharing it too. This was also shared by Brian Hibbs. Yesterday, I did a really stupid thing. I sent all my data from my number 2 comic supplier to a predatory competitor. I did so as there was a gun to my head, threatening the livelihood of my business. I may be forced into doing things that are detrimental to my business, but I will never forget who held the gun. That's how I feel. And I'm in a weird situation because a lot of you know I stopped doing business with Diamond well over a year ago now to focus primarily on back issues and things like that. I'm going to keep talking, but I need to get up. I need to turn on some more light here. Anyhow, I stopped doing business with Diamond well over a year ago now in an effort to focus on back issue sales and things like that were better for my business. And as a result, I no longer have a business relationship with Diamond my own self. And nor as part of that, I cannot have a business relationship with Diamond, which means essentially that shy of going to Diamond with a truckload of money and negotiating a new contract and a whole bunch of hatchet burying and things like that, I won't have a contract with Diamond. I can sign up with the new DC distributors. Just so people know, I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. I can sign up with DC's new distributors. I'm going to choose not to, which may sound dumb, but it's something I say to friends when they go through a breakup. Don't ask me to choose a side because I'll pick the side that didn't ask me to choose. And what DC has done is DC has broken up with their longtime partner, Diamond Comics, and they've asked us to choose a side. They've asked us to choose our businesses, autonomy, or carrying DC product. And in order to carry DC product, I don't know if everybody's familiar with this, but you have to buy from a company called Lunar or a company called UCS Distribution. Lunar and UCS are subsidiaries of Midtown Comics and DCBS, who are two direct retail competitors. These are stores with these are businesses with retail storefronts. So they are our direct competition. If you live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or you live in New York, they're in your city. I can drive from my house to the DCBS warehouse in about an hour and 20 minutes. That's somebody who technically is my competitor. They are no further away from me than what I would consider the shops on the north side of Detroit. So I can give them my ordering information, my numbers, my sales figures, and let them, and then pray they don't use it against me. Or I can stand by my business and the model that they've had for years and years and years with Diamond Distribution, where Diamond doesn't have a direct hand in the retail market. They don't have a storefront. They just don't. And my choice would be to stay with Diamond. As much as Diamond and I don't get along, one of them is Midtown, one of them is UCS, Pat. I can drive to one of them in an hour and 20 minutes. Doesn't matter which one. They're my competitor, and I'm having to give them my numbers. Then take this on the other hand. The discounts are the same, but the shipping costs more. So your discount is actually lower. When I order a DC comic from Diamond Comics, I pay 65%. I get 65% off cover price. And because I'm getting all my DC, my Marvel, my Indie, everything from one distributor, the cost to ship per book is a couple of cents. So let's just say a book is $5. And let's just say I'm paying, just for round figures, $2. When I figure in shipping, I might be paying $2.03. I can discount that book up to $1.97 and still make money. Right? Still make $1. With the shipping from UCS and Lunar, that cost my $2 book now costs me $2.50. So if my customers are used to me being able to discount books $1.97, now I'm only making 50 cents. So you're cutting half of my leg off. It doesn't make sense. And then here's the problem, right? Lunar and UCS being tied to direct retail stores are getting these books at an even lower cost so that they can mark them up to the discount so that they're making money, which means our direct competitors are paying the lowest price available for the books. So Midtown and DCBS can now undercut me and know by how much they can undercut me because they know exactly what my numbers are. So what do I think of the new DC Diamond deal? I think that DC staying with Diamond through the end of July for back issues and trades and that kind of stuff, and forcing people to go to Entertainment Earth, whose discount is terrible, and who are the other ones? Lunar. Oh, you can get Sideshow still. That's great. You're just asking the direct market to play from behind. And it's a bad game. When I play a game, I don't immediately give my opponent an advantage. And that's what DC's asking for. Is they're asking for a direct advantage for my opponent. They're giving my opponent a direct advantage over me. And it's a really bad deal. I was thinking about it the other day. They didn't, Pat. I read the email. They re-upped temporarily. The email was not a long-term. The email we got, the information we got from Diamond, the information we got from DC, which I have. I'm looking at the email right now. Is only through the end of a short time. It's only a few weeks. If there's an announcement to be made, I don't have that because, again, I don't do business with either company. So if there's an announcement to be made, I welcome it. I really do. But the other side to that coin is, imagine cheating on your girlfriend, breaking up with her, and then 2 weeks later getting back together and asking her to trust you again. She ain't gonna. That ain't how that works. So what does DC want? Want us to pretend like they never tried to bone us? Want us to pretend like they never tried to pull this? We want. That's not how it. It's not how it happens. So if there's an announcement to be made, I've not heard it. And to be real honest, unless that email comes directly from DC or Diamond, I don't really care. None of the news sites are in the room. But I'll tell you this much. Regardless of what happens, I've bought my last DC book. I'm going to caveat that. I bought my last DC book made after the year 2000. And eventually I'll sell my last DC book. And I'll be okay with it because I know that the other players in the game at least tried to operate on good faith. DC tried to operate, well, and not even DC. AT&T tried to operate from a place of greed, and it will wind up biting them. So, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, Pat. But, like I said, until I get an email from somebody at DC or somebody at Diamond saying, we have a new contract, the distribution model is not going to change. I don't care what either of them say. And then at the same time, you re-upped 2 weeks later after you made everybody we still had to give our competitors our numbers. Anybody who's still actively doing business had to order from Lunar or UCS or not carry DC for a few weeks. So you've had to give your competitors your numbers regardless. So now it's, oh, hey, go over here and do this thing. And then, wait, never mind. But you've already given them all your information. You know, that's how people get their credit card numbers stolen. So that's what I think of that. Anybody else got anything? Because I'm preaching now. Andrew Bendall, good of you to show up. Wow, that one hurt. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, comments, or concerns, I'm going to go ahead and call it an early night here. Without myself, with just being myself. Reflowing the old PS3. Andrew, I bought a new MacBook today. I'm very excited. It's super fast. The only problem is the keyboard is it's still a QWERTY keyboard, but it's got this weird touch bar at the top. This weird touch bar at the top of this thing, where like right now I could just tap on it and it'll do a Google search, which is real cool, except that all my keys are like a row lower than I expect them to be. So like I go to type in my password and where I'm trying to hit the R, T, and Y buttons, I'm hitting 5, 6, and 7. Like, so I'm going to have to relearn how to type on this computer. But for things like streaming, like we do with our live shows, things like going to conventions, it's going to be a real game changer. It's going to be my secondary computer, which is wild based on how much I spent on it. But after last Thursday when we couldn't do a live show because my computer bricked, I need to have something substantial that would serve as a backup. And like, y'all, I'm coming to you live from my couch. Like normally I have to sit in a chair and be at my desk. Andrew, it does. I mean, R, S, T, L, and E are the most common letters in the English language. You play Wheel of Fortune from there. So, like I said, it's this weird new keyboard. I like it. But it's got, one of the things it's got a biometric scan. So, like, I don't have to type in my password all the time. I can scan my own finger, which is wild. I love it. I had a PC that did that a while back, but didn't do it well. So, but I'll be working on getting that thing up. I'll be working on getting this thing up and running and doing all the bells and whistles here pretty quick. Anthony Ackerman. I was just talking about I bought a new MacBook Pro today. Mario is here. Andrew, I see your thing about you're concerned about missing all my shows, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. This will be our schedule going forward. Every other Wednesday at 5. Every other Tuesday at 7. Every other Wednesday at 5. Every Thursday at 7. And every other Friday at 6. I'll make a graphic for it because it's coming. But we are going to start alternating Friday shows with the great folks from Coy's Comics in Saginaw, Michigan on the CBSN. We're going to do our Sundays every Sunday at 4:30. I will put a graphic together just to help you not miss the shows. Maybe I'll make a public Google Calendar. I'll figure that out. They are awesome. The big problem I have, Anthony, right now, like I said, is the touch bar on the keyboard means my keys are not where I expect them to be for muscle memory. And I had to go buy this guy because everything on this is USB 3.0 and I need to be able to plug things into it. So until all of my adapters get here, because I had to order them separately, I had to just go buy a temporary one. So that's that. Anything else for the good of the order? What does this button do? Oh, it opens a new tab. Wild. All right. Later days, everybody. I'm going to wait. Hold on. Hunter Brown, I need to text you. It's a whole thing. I will text you here in just a moment. I will, Anthony. The big thing I want to learn about is I need to learn about customizing the touch bar. I hear you can do that, but I don't know if it's native. Hunter, don't leave. You just got here. Dude, I've been here a half hour. But I'm going to text you because we need to talk. Yeah. So there's nothing else for the good order. We will be back later this week. Watch our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for information about Tales of Barbaria, playthrough video, stream, podcast thing with our friend Julie Ahern from Greenbrier Games. All right. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see everybody later. Bye, guys.